Peace family. Welcome back to the page. If this your first time viewing, my name is No Front Bo. I'm in the study of metaphysics, and this is my page basically where I give you a deep dive of basically like I said, the study of metaphysics, which is the study of the things above and below. So it's not just about the physical, but it's the things about that are below the physical and the things that are vibrating above the physical. And with me, with us being divine beings, which I like to go into all the time, that's just basically letting you know that you are made it that you are made of meteors and stars, and just things that are in the heavens. And that's basically what we're gonna get into today. I'm getting ahead of myself, which is even saying, but that just give you a little taste of what we're gonna go into. But we're gonna open up correctly. Peace to all the high vibrational beings of the planet. Peace to all the gods and goddesses. Peace to all the kings and queens. Peace to all the princes and princesses. Peace to all the human beings trying to vibrate at a higher rate. And so peace to all the ancestors. Peace to all the ancestors known and unknown. Peace to all the gods known and unknown that that we don't even think of, that are here helping. And even those deities that are perceived as negative, there are some of those who are vibrating at a high vibration. So we thank them, because everything has duality. So today we're gonna go into basically the 33, and just it was, of course, we know the number of Christ is like a certain energy behind the number 33. They say it's like certain societies and stuff like that are behind the number 33. But I kind of just want to go into the beginning, and well, not the beginning, but a certain time in the beginning that I perceive as interesting, and that's what we're gonna go into today. So basically, what they say is the underworld overflowed. It had a overflow of water, and with this overflow, we rose into, look at what I'm saying, rose. Like it's like a flower rose into the earth, which was the next above, dimension, or the next above, which is the new heaven. So in the beginning, we were all in the underworld. Well, it was beings in the underworld, because there was a certain deity that was down there in the underworld. So it was stuck. So what happened was this deity came up because at first it was like, they was gods and gods. So at first it was flowing between the upper and the lower, or for this God. So it came up, and they said it took like a baby or something of that sort. But really this baby was enlightenment. So it came back down to the underworld, and then this is when, certain higher energies had to come down into this underworld. And then that's what this flood was. The flood was the flood of enlightenment and things of that sort. And that helped blossom. Because right now the baby is still, because that's what I've been getting into personally. I feel like the baby is still here. The baby that was stolen is still here, because if not, we would have been have rose to a certain God level. And that's why I feel like it's still happening right now as we speak. That's why all this being revealed, even me just being able to do a deep dive into it and really just understand that how that perspective of the energy is still here. Because we're still rising. The energy is still rising every day, every hour, every second. So with this system, this rise of the Kundalini energy, we have the upper level of the heaven realms, which is like your brain. And then your spine is like in the veins, which is the Venus system. It's like a flower. And this is just showing you how the tree of life works. Your head is like the flower bud or the lotus, and then the body is the flowing, which is under the water, which is in the under. You living in the under. But that's why you have to tap into your upper to get spiritual things, because your lower is living in the under currently. But you still have that portion that blossomed up and it was able to now receive the Kundalini energy because of this rise. Because you rose out of just being in the underworld, not knowing, not having the Venus system to travel through you, to give you what you need to flow on to, because having these feelings and these vibrations is how you rise up. And there's certain things it's not being spoken about, of course. So that's why I do try to keep certain energies low, because if you're going to gravitate to it, you're going to gravitate to it. Even with me talking at this low, you know it's still carrying a powerful message. Just let alone if I was in the, auditorium or something of that sort, which is coming soon. I want to hopefully set up some kind of meeting or something, so where I could speak in the auditorium or something like that and really speak to the people who love these messages, and we can actually come together. And then, because I was just riding in a lift the other day, yesterday, not to get away from the message, but I was just riding in a lift yesterday, and it just ran across this girl. She was driving, and she was listening to something. I was like, that sounds pretty interesting. And then she just started, going about talking about like things that are, metaphysical, spiritual. So I was like, oh, that's lit. Like I told her, I was like, I'm into the same type of stuff. And then I didn't get her like socials or anything, but I just kept it low key. I ain't even really try to. I told her, I was like, I ain't just gonna bump across each other again. I was like, you be on YouTube? She was like, yeah. I said, we're gonna run across each other, because like, if we into the same type of stuff and the energy's gone, that's just how the universe works. And plus with me saying it, and plus with me saying it again, it's gonna happen again for the third time. That third time gonna always come into manifest. But with enlightenment, that's what's gonna help you tap into the higher realms. And I was just thinking about earlier today too. The animals mimic us. We are like gods to the animals. We mimic in a way, what we do definitely. We mimic the stars and the realms because that's what we're made of. As we float, that's what's been going on in the universe. It just takes a long time and space, but it's like this way of thinking. It's kind of hard to put into words sometimes, and it's just something you could think about. That's why the Mayans and the Incas could just draw pictures, because some stuff you can't put into words. I could draw a picture of what I'm thinking about, probably more better than I could put it into vocabulary or this lower vibration of what we have, because we never used this slower vibratory rate. I could just show you the picture. I could just send you the picture of what I'm imagining, and you would be like, oh yeah, cool. Like, cause we just had that type of connection, and that's what we're gonna have to get back into, of course. You know, slowly but surely, for sure. Once we start all vibrating at the same level, because although we did get the enlightenment, that's we are still currently on this what we like to call the great earth mother. So with this being on the great earth mother, she's vibrating at a certain vibration. So with us being encapsulated in this vibration, we still have to vibrate from the heart level. You still have to know where you are in the video game still. Yes, we have the enlightenment, but the enlightenment came with great power became great responsibility. You still have to vibrate from the heart level. And that's most definite. Me personally, I feel like we are images of the God that we think of. You are that God that you think of when you think of God. Because all the image that you are presenting yourself as, all it is an image of, because everything is inside your mind at the end of the day. And this mind is just, the veins is just representing the things that are being reflected from inside the brain, inside that vibrational level that is higher, with this enlightenment coming from the pedal in the brain. It's going to lead you to different understandings, because this enlightenment runs through you. It's like the plant is the petals, is the roots, the tree is the blossoms. All that is together, so it's all one at the end of the day. And the fruit is the heavenly part. That's the part that you consume. That's the heavenly, like let's say the acorn seed. I mean, not so much the acorn, the pecan or the pecan, however you say it. That is the fruit of the tree, the fruit of the labor. That is the fruit. That is the heavenly part. But you still connected to it through the roots and all that, because it's all one. So you are the heavenly at the same time. We are just trying to get closer to the heavenly. But then the heavenly, like they said, it fell. And then it rises back up once again. It's like a cycle. Everything has a cycle. The chakras are rotating in cycle. You know, everything is rotating. You might not even know that it's rotating so fast. It's incalculable. I don't even know if that's a word, but I had to say that one for sure. So the images that the chakras and everything are all located inside of your brain, which is inside your kundalini, which is the black dot, which is not for real, that shit we did. But which is the black dot, which is connected to the spinal cord, which is the kundalini, right? Which is why the snake. That's why you have to have what we know as posture. All this is, they called it white stuff. This is black stuff. This come from the Moors. This was given to the Europeans, what you call the white people, what you call Caucasians. All this stuff was given. So we call good posture and all these things. This was just things that we naturally did. we switched roles with them. They gave us the other stuff, and then they took the high class, and then that's what happened. But some of us, it's just naturally in our DNA. That's why you can have some people, you proper. No, that's what we're really supposed to be. That's the natural vibration of the high vibration. What you call proper or what you call white, it's the natural what we were naturally doing. And what we are at heart, when we came into this world being, and with being, this is when the nervous system came in, because we were in, everything has nerves. The little worm has nerves. You feel me? Everything has nerves, and it is aware, because that's the first reflex of being. And your awareness go represent your vibratory rate. We have been every animal in our lifetime. We have been everything. Even if you've been vibrating, we've had to experience all of these things to be everything. You have to experience all to be all. You have to be everything. We are everything. We have experienced everything. Even though you have experienced this form, this is just a higher vibration. This is a cocoon that you are certainly in. As you are vibrating higher and higher, then your next vibratory rate is going to be a different being in a higher vibratory rate. Whatever the next being is after physical human being, that's what being you're going to go into, depending on how much vibratory rate you have in this cocoon. Because some people can be in a cocoon and just shoot straight up. Because like I said, it's cocoon. You can turn to a butterfly, or skip the butterfly, you can turn into something else, like a dragon. Like something just crazy, just like that, you feel me? And you take it though. Even when I say these represents ideas, tones, energies, values. It's not a of silence. It's more of a of finding the answer, finding the trueness of it all. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, all we are glowing. And that's why when they tell a girl she glowing, it's true. Like, she's glowing. Like, the vibratory rate inside her is higher. The energy inside her is higher. The pressure, everything. Because she has a certain energy inside of her that is requiring a lot of energy. So the universe is blessing her with a lot of energy that's required, causing the nerves inside of her to glow, which is causing that glow, which you see as an illuminous being. We can recognize it. Even to recognize the glow, you have to be at a certain. Everyone recognizes the glow, like even lower underworld. Because when we rose, they rose up too, because it was a root. That's why in Jack and the Beanstalk, which I was thinking about, at first he was, once he got the seeds, planted the seeds, which you could plant a seed in your brain. You have to think, where did he get the seeds from? The seeds were from the heavens. The seeds were from the gods. So with the seed, it grew up into this higher realm where they have showed the cyclone as the one-eyed being, the being of, which is showing the third eye, which is spiritual, which is the petal. It was a giant up there, and this giant was just living, doing his thing, but it didn't want this vibration, this lower vibration, to be up there. And what he did, he ended up falling down at the end of the day. So, but that's just looking into the green, the Jack and the Beanstalk. And we have to definitely look into, because with us already vibrating in Yam, which is the heart energy, which is shown by the two triangles, one triangle up, one triangle down. And if you know that sign, then you know it. But if you think about that, we have to be vibrating at this pure nervous energy at the heart, because like I said, the heart is the center, and you have to be, like they said, you have to go to the center, you always get a bit like the, not to the left, not to the right, and just going on that straight path, vibrating at the perfect level of harmony, and that's within that heart level. But all have a heart, still being in touch with your pure nervous system. Even when I be saying this stuff, it's still beautifully. Oh, sure, I ain't even noticed the time. But we're gonna go into it a little bit more, because I got more. Like I said, we are the divine people. We are the people that are made of the meteors and the stardust. And we created the heavens when we rose to a certain vibration, when we came from this Lord, that underworld, the underground or the underworld. When we came up, they said the moon and the sun, that's when they came up to. So basically, us being that enlightened is what created a lot of what you see. Because how can something be viewed if it has never been viewed? You feel me? You can't view something from another level, from a higher level. You have to go from a lower level to perceive it, to be able to look up, to be able to see. You have to be at a certain level. So that's kind of like a crazy perspective. Because how can you be so high and mighty, but you can't even see what you've created from like a lower being's level, or from a perspective of a being that's intelligent enough to actually know what it's looking at, know the world around it, and still perceive of the things that are above it. You are looking at the heavens. You are looking at what you are at source. You just don't even realize that you are the things that you look at, because you had to come down to this level to understand what you were at the beginning, to understand what you have created, what you have manifested. Because when we came from this underworld, flood our way up into this earth, onto the Mother Earth. Mother Earth was already here at this level. She's already been vibrating at this level. But when we came into her, we still created what we see around us. Yeah, we came up with the animals and all that kind of stuff while we were at a lower level, because those animals came up with us. So we created those in the underworld. So even in the underworld, we was created. So the energy is really talking to me through me right now. I tell you, but I was feeling like it was gonna cause me to goddamn cry on this mud. But when we came from below, of course we came up as true people of, real fight, real struggle. Like we came up as the beings that we just came from a struggle of the underworld. We came up into this world. And that's when we were the Atlanteans. That's where we started as, the Atlanteans. So, dang. And it's kind of a little smoky in here too, A little bit of both. I will go cut this fan off, but I'm gonna cut it on a little bit. So, First we were the Atlanteans. But like I said, when we came up, things tried to follow us up too. And some succeeded to come in too. But they came in through like, when we came up here, like I said, we were up here for a minute. Because they had to build the courage to come up because they know what we were, and we just had like came straight from, they're like, how the heck they come from the same place we came from underground, but now they up there. So they gathered up all the stuff because, like I said, there was some of us who were down there. And just like when we came up, we were still just like all one pathway, one energy, oneness. So with the oneness came, even when we came up, we had to separate a little bit because it was a war that had became. So with the war, because we were still fighting, because they know once they get to a certain level, it's like a gate that they can't get through. So they don't want certain beings, because we are the creators, they don't want us to leave, because if we the creators, if we go, they gonna have the same stuff. They not gonna have nothing being new created. And that's what they enjoy. That's what keep their energy here. That's why they say when Peter Pan come, that's when the sun come out. Because Peter Pan is the creator. He is that high energy who even creates the sun, who is a being of, they're even the knowing of a sun. You feel me? Because you have to be of a certain energy to even have the thought of knowing that there is a glow. You know, something that brightens it. Give me something that glows. And it's just like something that came into being. A being of light, a being of beauty, and now we need something to kind of hide us. We into the war, and that's when the moon came. But we still need to see a little bit, just a little bit. So we put into place the moon, because with this war came, that was like, that's a sign of war. Is the sun, is the moon. Because if you think about it, that's when the freaks come out at night. That's when the demons really get to come out. And that is always still gonna always be a sign of that rotation until it's gonna be full enlightenment. But who are the freaks? Who are the greens? Who are the goblins? They say it's us, you know, at the end of the day. And there's some truth to that, because yeah, we have to see what's going on, but at the end of the day, we are luminous, so we don't really need no so-called sun to be there at the end of the day. That's why I wasn't really too much tripping on it being gloomy and things of that sort. I was gonna cut the whole shades out, but I decided to keep it light just so y'all can see, you know, just for camera quality purposes. But with the Mayans, they definitely understood that things were so heavenly that you couldn't put it into words. So you have to put it as a picture. And these pictures are composite creatures and composite deities that dwell inside of these vibrations and things of that sort. But we definitely gonna go back into that, because even when I was in my last video, I was talking about the Chinese language and things of that sort, and so-called why they got the Chinese so locked down and things of that sort, because they have the closest language, the closest language to the Mayan system, which is the Mayans basically were able to, basically replicate and give a pictograph of any time period that they chose to, that they had the choice of wanting to do. So if they wanted to say, okay, what's gonna be the most popular thing, the most popular toy in the year 2000, they could go into that vibration, get it up, and then boom, 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 bring that up, and then be able to translate it. Or they did actually have they did have a record that they also had called the Book of the Old Man, which was, it was basically a record of how the origin of the Inca and the Mayan people was, which was the origin of us, you know, because it was all one. So even if they searching into their own history, they still searching into the same thing as this tribe that was further down the street than they were, because we was all one. So even the progress of one nation would be the progress of all nations, because it was all a common cause. Like we was all trying to see what was going on, you know, at the end of the day. Because with us separating, going from the Atlanteans to the Egyptians to the Indians, which had over 150 nations, which was like a lot scattered throughout the whole. They could 150. Hey, that's a lot of different, and each one having their own little lingo, having their own little. Imagine 150 different rap groups with their own little thing, and it's everybody getting money, everybody doing their own thing, and plus, you know, even more than that, even I'm talking about like big artists, like you think of like your one artist who is the biggest in the world right now. Think of 150 of those who are just the most popular in the world, and then just think of that, them having their own lingo, own swag, everybody having their own different thing. And that just imagine how much more people can actually just be artists and get money on, you know, that type of route if it was like that. Just think of something like that. Because the Egyptians, they were free creators, and it was things that sort of going on. We was recognizing, we was understanding, we was creating, we was talking to these things because we were the creators of those things. We was one with them. What you mean how I know how that look? I don't know who put it up there. What you mean how? I don't know who drew that. I created that planet. I know exactly what it looks like. Because even if I look into my own roots, my own depth, it's, even if it was another God that created it, it's still the same tapped in energy. So we both created it because we pulled from the same source to be created of that. So when you see somebody being great, just know that the same thing that made them great, you have that same energy in you. And you just continue to, you know, understand the greatness, understand your greatness, understand where you came from, understand your roots, understand what you have, your connection to the higher realm, using your mind, using your enlightenment for higher purpose, so you can go and get the, you know, the golden goose, but don't destroy the golden goose. Understand it and know that it's going to continue to give. As long as you treat it right, the golden goose will be considered, when I say golden goose, your enlightenment, your knowing of that you will have, that you are all that. With your understanding of you being greatness, you will have great things, and that's just what has been happening to me. That's what happens to you. That's what's going to happen to anyone who understands the energy that they have and the connection that they have to that higher realm. And you can always tap into these different dimensions because that is your connection to the higher realm. Don't you use your kundalini all the time? You use your third eye? It's going to go up. But with that being said, peace, family. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of the planet. Peace to all the kings and the queens. Peace to all the prince and princesses. Continue to vibrate high. Continue to, you know, be the god and the goddesses that I know that you are. And to all the human beings and all the other, you know, just continue to, you know, either vibrate high or stay out of our way because we're going to do our thing for sure. I say. Peace.